COVID-19 is impacting Joplin restaurants as they prep for Thanksgiving. Plus, firefighters serve up their award-winning chili in Joplin to bring in dollars for charity. And a turkey chute dips below the surface to help out area animal shelters.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Less than a week after the total number of U.S. COVID-19 cases surpassed 11 million, today they climbed to 12 million. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Kate Kelly. With Thanksgiving approaching, the Centers for Disease Control is advising people to celebrate locally and only with members of their immediate households. CBS News correspondent Danya Backus reports from Los Angeles.
With some 50 million Americans planning to travel for Thanksgiving, health officials are concerned the pandemic will get worse.
Pause for a moment and do a determination of the risk-benefit within your family group. And then when you make your decision, that's your decision. No one's forcing anything on you.
As daily new cases approach 200,000 and some hospitals become stretched to the limit, the toll on frontline healthcare workers is growing.
At the end of the day, I would go home and go straight to the shower. Part of this was to protect myself and my family, but the other part was so I could go cry in the shower and finally release for the day.
In California, a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew goes into effect Saturday night in 41 counties, covering most of the state's residents. Some don't like it.
It's against everything I think that America stands for. There's no way anyone's going to tell me I have to stay in my house.
Like many cities, Denver's bars and restaurants are under newly tightened restrictions.
Ultimately, we don't have a significant federal response to support anything, restaurants especially. So I think it's huge. If you want businesses to be there when this is all done, then you need to support them now.
I got COVID after I came home from college, and it destroyed my lungs.
Months after 19-year-old Alexa Huskin-Hobbs survived COVID-19, the Colorado resident says she's still not fully recovered.
Like if your lungs normally expand like this, it's like my lungs feel like this.
Hobbs says she wishes she had done more to avoid the virus. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The college football game between number 4 Clemson and Florida State was postponed hours before kickoff today when medical personnel from both schools could not agree it was safe to play. Nick Kelly joins us remotely now with our first look at weather on this cold and rainy day.
Even with the rain and a few thunderstorms, Kate, at least we're not repeating yesterday's or make that last Saturday's bout of severe weather. We're certainly thankful for that. But you are absolutely right. Clouds and rain, that was a rule of thumb for today. And as we continue to kick off the Saturday evening, in fact, a band of light to moderate rainfall stretching between the Veda and Stockton Lake back down to the I-44 corridor. Thankfully, again, nothing severe and not expecting anything to be severe as these rain chances continue throughout our Saturday evening. Quick check of temperatures has most of us in the 40s, some lower 50s south of I-44, but mainly it's going to be a cool evening and a cool night with eventually temperatures dropping back into the lower 40s. Fortunately, some dry time is on the way, Kate. We'll break down the full forecast, including Thanksgiving, coming up in a bit.
All right, thanks, Nick. While some people prefer a home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner, others enjoy going out to eat on the holiday and letting someone else do the dishes. But this year, thanks to COVID-19, Thanksgiving will look different for many families and restaurants. Finn's Restaurant in Joplin closes on Thanksgiving Day every year, but will be offering curbside pickup for holiday meals and will only be open for dinner the following day. The owner says he's seeing more customers looking for an online ordering option as many people take COVID precautions and scale back their traditional large meals. Finn's typically stays busy in the days leading up to Thanksgiving and after on Black Friday, providing a nice boost in business to kick off the holiday season.
We already have the reservation book. It's filling up the day before, and we're starting to already get reservations for the evening after Thanksgiving where we're going to be open. And then, of course, our brunches are typically pretty busy. So it'll be exciting to see what the holiday, the brunch after holiday looks like.
Clark added that the curbside option does benefit the restaurant and also customers, still providing them with a cooked meal, but allowing employees time off on Thanksgiving to see their family. With Christmas fast approaching, giving and goodwill is on the minds of many. Today, a couple in Joplin decided to host a silent auction to help raise funds for Joplin's Shop with a Cop program. Officers will take children on a fun spending spree on December 4th, but there's a lot of kids they're hoping to shop for this year. Local businesses pitched in to help, providing items for the auction, all with one common goal: making Christmas merrier for 4 state families.
It's incredible, because again, in this anticipated unprecedented year, we didn't know what was going to happen. So just to try to have as many things as we can to get the kids helped is going to be just, tremendous. And that's what we're here for. It's all for the kids.
Items in the auction range from $25 to $500 in value. Joplin and Reddings Mill Fire Department teamed up for their own fundraiser, passing out chili in exchange for donations for their Christmas for Kids program. Fire personnel from both departments set up shop in Finn's parking lot in Joplin, a convenient spot for people to drive by for a warm serving on a cold day. The group came up with this idea as an alternative to their annual chili cook-off.
This is due to COVID. What we were trying to do, we've always had the chili cook-off contest, and this year, with not being able to get everybody in the same building and stuff, we decided just to go through a drive-through and give everybody the opportunity to still stay along the theme of, chili, but just give people the opportunity where they can come out and support the cause for Christmas for Kids.
If you missed the chili but still want to help out with the Christmas for Kids program, just give the fire department a call and arrange to drop off your donation. Calypso Scuba in Joplin offered a twist on the traditional turkey shootout today. Divers from across the area came to win some scuba gear and a turkey by throwing an underwater torpedo into the hole of a turkey cutout. Sounds tricky? Well, divers as young as 12 gave it a shot. Calypso divers say this is a sport just about anyone can enjoy, and starting young isn't a bad idea.
Scuba diving is a lifetime sport. It is not physically grueling. Kids as young as 10 years old can get certified. So it's being a lifetime sport, you can have 3 generations all going out and enjoying the underwater world. Unlike on the surface where all the animals flee in terror when someone comes along, the fish don't seem to care that we're there.
It costs $15 to enter the contest, or 1 bag of pet food, all of which will be divided up and sent to Golden Paw Pet Rescue, Joplin Animal Resource Shelter, and the Carthage Humane Society. We take this time now to honor another 4-state hero. David Cavanes served in the Army, spending time stationed in Korea and Vietnam. His hometown, Neosho, Missouri. We thank you, David Cavanes, our 4-state hero. That's news and weather in our first 7 minutes. Just ahead, an update on the race for a COVID-19 vaccine. Plus, would you wait 14 hours for a hamburger? Hundreds of folks did just that in Colorado. We'll tell you why. A look at why minorities have a higher risk of coronavirus and hope rises for vaccines. Laura Podesta has some of the week's top health stories.
As the battle against coronavirus rages on, at least 3 vaccines are showing significant promise. Pfizer is asking U.S. regulators to allow emergency use of its vaccine that it says has been 95% effective in tests. Moderna and AstraZeneca also have vaccines in the final stages of testing. A new study examines why ethnic minority groups are at an increased risk from the coronavirus. Researchers at Harvard found the disparity could only be partially explained by medical issues such as asthma and diabetes disproportionately affecting minority groups. They also found racially biased attitudes within a community had a negative impact on the health and well-being of minority residents. And people with type 2 diabetes are at a high risk for fatal heart attack or stroke. Researchers in Spain found that 93% of these patients were at a high or very high risk of these conditions within a decade. Doctors say quitting smoking and drinking, adopting a healthier diet, and exercising more can help lower that risk. That's a look at some of the week's top health stories. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
A fast food chain named after its speedy service was anything but that in Colorado. A brand new In-N-Out restaurant in Aurora became more of a stop and stay, with jaw-dropping wait times lasting an astounding 14 hours. Electric road signs told customers to expect heavy traffic, and police were in the area to direct it. The first customer reportedly said they'd been in line since Tuesday. In-N-Out reportedly has plans to open another location in the state just south of Denver, with the possibility of 2 more. A little later, we'll take you to a snowy escape in China, but first, Nick Kelly will return with your full forecast next.
We can.
Well, just like last Saturday, we are back in the clouds and the rain once again. Unlike last Saturday, though, we're thankful we don't have to deal with any severe weather. Definitely thankful for that. But so far today, just under half an inch of rain, pushing us to almost 2 inches for the month of November so far. And for the year, we're at 43.5. Still remarkably behind last year, one of our wettest years on record, when we were starting to push almost 60 inches. Still remarkable we could receive that much water within the span of a year. This time around, though, the Skywatch Storm Tracker over the past 24 hours showed, again, yesterday starting out with drizzle and light rain during the evening hours, but as we progressed through our Saturday, we definitely saw more moisture and lift with our cold front hanging around, resulting in plenty more rain on the way, including a good band of moderate rainfall. So splitting the difference between the Beta, Stockton Lake, and then working back southwest to Joplin and along the I-44 corridor. But on the Kansas and Oklahoma side, you're actually starting to see the backside of the rain. So we're going to get this rain out of here by the time we hit the midnight hour. And thankfully, a mainly dry Sunday, so we can at least salvage some dry time to rack up this weekend. Until we get to that point, though, rain in Joplin with temperatures sitting at 46 with an east breeze, too, at 13 miles per hour. Anyone north of the interstate, you're pretty much in the mid-40s right now, with some spots south of I-44. You're lucky enough to get staying in the 50s to start the evening out. But everyone's chilly for the rest of the night and downright cool for overnight, with overnight lows dropping back into the lower 40s. Again, we'll continue to keep an eye on rainfall here. This could be another half inch to an inch before we start to dry things out overnight. With that said, we still have that stubborn front parked just to our south, but providing the necessary lift to get the moisture and the clouds to get the rain chances, keep them going rather. And then upstairs, we have one upper level low working across the northern plains. That's going to push the cold front out starting late tonight. Then a few more systems out west that will want to bring additional rain chances our way. But we're going to focus on getting these rain chances on top of us now out of here throughout the course of the night. Then once we do, I think maybe a few periods of drizzle, if not a little bit of patchy fog underneath cloudy skies to start your Sunday morning out. A cool start again with lows in the lower to middle 40s. Then we're going to finally gravitate toward partly sunny skies for your Sunday afternoon. So we will enjoy a brighter and drier way to wrap up the weekend for tomorrow. The planner for you has us starting cold at 43, 48 by noon. Afternoon highs right around 51 with a light north breeze at 5 to 10. What starts as a mostly clear Sunday evening will give way to yet more cloud cover as we head into Monday and maybe a few showers. That courtesy of another wave ready to work out of the western U.S. I think the better chances of rain with this wave will come in on Tuesday. We can even see additional thunderstorms with that. Then once that clears out by Wednesday morning, we'll stay dry for Wednesday. And as we head toward Thanksgiving, looking at the 7-day forecast, 51 tomorrow, 52 on Monday. Dry for most of the day. Then we'll see rain chances really ramp back up on Tuesday, 51 on Wednesday. Dry and chilly for Thanksgiving. Then I want to watch for additional rain chances by Black Friday and Saturday, Kate.
All right. Overall, not too bad for where we're at in November.
No, not at all. And again, glad we're not dealing with severe weather this time, unlike last week.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Nick. Coming up in sports, Pitt State football wraps up its fall schedule against West Texas A&M. Also, the Lamar Tigers look to make it to the state semifinals over Liberty Mountain View. Andy Ciateco has those highlights and more next. The Lamar Tigers claimed their 13th straight district title last week. Today, the Tigers are in the Class 2 state quarterfinals facing Liberty Mountain View. Lamar enters the day on a 7-game winning streak. Tigers strike first as sophomore Logan Crockett runs into the end zone. 2-point conversion puts Lamar up 8-0 in the first quarter. And in the second half, sophomore Austin Wilkerson takes a handoff, gets through about 20 yards for the touchdown. 2-point conversion makes it 16-0 Lamar. Tigers not looking back. Wilkerson adds a receiving touchdown, and in the fourth, Case Tucker calls his own number for a trip to the end zone. Lamar goes on to beat Liberty 32-8 to advance to the state semifinals. Cassville hosting Buffalo in the Class 3 quarterfinals. Both teams are 9-2 on the year. Wildcats, their first drive of the game, Jericho Ferris follows his blockers on the outside, then cuts back in, but gets tripped up at the Buffalo 14, 21-yard gain. And then 2 plays later, Ferris, he's going to finish it off, 4-yard score. Wildcats strike first. Cassville would lead 7-2 after 1. Second quarter, Wildcats up 12 now. Buffalo's Jamin Smith rolls to his right. He's going to hit Cameron Portis. Portis going airborne into the end zone. Gets the Bison within 5. And right before the break, Aiden Sink with the QB sneak from a yard out. Cassville leading 20-9 at halftime. Cassville is heading to the semifinals, winning 41-16. The Webb City Cardinals are heading to the Class 5 state semifinals after beating the Lebanon Yellow Jackets 42-14 on Friday night. Senior running back Devin Weathers had 16 carries for 112 yards with 3 touchdowns. The Cardinals have now won 11 straight games, and they are in familiar territory. Webb City is in the semifinals for the 12th time in 13 years.
When you start getting to this point, you start thinking about, where you were at the beginning of the season, and obviously you try to improve every week, and that's something we preach every day here. But just to go from where we were there, say in week 1, to where we are now, a big difference, and just proud of our kids and our coaches for staying the course and keep just continuing to work.
Pittsburgh State football wraps up its fall schedule, entering the day 1-3. The Gorillas are on the road facing West Texas A&M. The Gorillas scored 14 points in the first 2 minutes of the game. Pitt State went on to win 42-28. Gorillas finished the abbreviated schedule 2-2 on the year. Missouri Southern basketball is in Wichita for their second game of the shortened schedule, facing the Newman Jets. The 24th ranked Southern men are coming off a 1-point win over Central Oklahoma. The Lions looking to make it back-to-back wins to start the season. Moso trailing by 1. Kyle Young buries the triple. He's just getting started. And wide open lane here for Stan Scott. Easy lay-in above the rim gives Southern a 4-point lead. Then more from Young uses his speed to get around the defense, caps a 10-0 Lion run. Newman back within 6, but big man Cam Martin all alone. 3-ball is good. Martin, 23 points and 11 rebounds. Martin is also huge on defense. Block there, keeps it a 9-point lead. And back to Scott, off-balance floater gets it to go, but Kyle Young, breakaway layup here, puts Moso up 37-21. Young had a career-high 23 points. Lions escape with a win today, 82-79. The Missouri Southern women trying to bounce back after a season-opening loss. Brooke Stauffer with a dish to Maddie Stokes. Easy bucket off the glass for a 3-point lead. Lions get going in the second. Caitlin Honeycutt from behind the arc buries it. Southern up 6, and more from deep. Carly Turnbull's turn. 21-10 Lions. Moso on a run forces a Jets timeout. And Newman with nobody to match up to Stokes down low. Another easy bucket. They led by as much as 15, but that lead would go away in the second half. Neosho native Michaela Hayes there with the board and bucket. Jets get within 2. Southern loses a heartbreaker 55-51. They drop to 0-2 on the season. Today is a season opener for Pittsburgh State. They are on the road taking on Central Oklahoma. The Pitt State women, tough day shooting, just 23.5% from the field. The Gorilla women lose 80-50, and on the men's side, Pitt State wins by double digits 77-66. Quinton Hardrick had a game high 23 points. That's Look at Sports. Back with more news after this. Coming up tonight at 10, more details on how COVID-19 is impacting the service industry in Joplin as diners consider different eating options. Plus, we bring you the latest on the coronavirus as cases continue to surge ahead of the holidays and how the pandemic is pushing more Americans to experience food insecurity. Join us for those stories and more tonight at 10. Beijing residents greeted the first snowfall of the winter this morning. Snow covered much of the city and created this icy scenery along stretches of the iconic Great Wall. Though the snow quickly melted in Beijing's inner city areas, more rural spots in the surrounding province were left with a longer-lasting white coat, creating some spectacular scenes straight out of a winter wonderland. Nick, that's certainly a beautiful scene there. Hopefully no chance of snow for us for a while.
Oh, no, that's where we differ. I would like to see some snow, but rain is what we've got for this evening. But we'll get some dry time starting tomorrow with highs near 51. Then I'll watch for additional storm systems before and after Thanksgiving. We'll touch base on all that coming up tonight at 10, Kate.
All right, thanks for watching. See you here at 6.